Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy praise. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Praise his name, I'm fixed upon it, name of God's unchanging love. Oh, tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I through
The theme of water runs like a healing stream throughout the history of God's people and the story of redemption. It seems that we all know deep down that when we violate our own consciences by our bad choices, we know we need a cleansing on the inside. One of the great sacraments is baptism, not only because God commanded it, but also because we long for a cleansing, a refreshing shower for our souls. This sacrament shows in a visible way the change that has come about by the forgiveness of the one who was buried and rose again to take away the sins of the world. It's no wonder they call him the water of life. We had a really cool weekend. We were at this restaurant that does like dinner shows, and some of you may have read the story on Facebook, but it was really cool. I got off the bus to go into the venue to sound check, and there was a couple old guys out there checking out the bus and stuff. I struck a conversation with him. He was asking who we were. I told him, we're the Neelands. He goes, no, I don't know. Don't know you guys. I don't listen to much gospel music. And what's some of your all songs? And I told him some of our, standards that most people who would know us would know, And he had never heard any of the songs. And I said, well, we travel with the Gaithers. He didn't know Bill Gaither. And then he said, you guys ever sing country music? And I said, only the good kind. And he said, what's the good kind? And I said, that old stuff. And he said, well, how about Haggard? And I said, buddy, you come to the show tonight and I'll sing Mama Tried for you. And he kind of smiled. He goes, well, I might just do that. I said, well, you make sure you let me know you're here so I can sing it for you. Well, him and his buddy, they came. And of course, we did a few songs from our Americana project. And then we did Mama Tried. And I said, I want to send this out to my new friend. We sang it. He was smiling, And then near the end of the program, like we always do, I share the gospel, and we sang Then Came the Morning. And that place just broke out in praise. I mean, this restaurant, people were standing up. Even a few ladies were shouting. And it was awesome. I looked at that old fella sitting over in the corner, big old tears in his eyes, and you could tell something was moving. Afterwards, he came up to our merchandise table, and he just gave me the biggest hug, and he said, I have never heard anything like that in my life. He said, you did something to me tonight. He said, your family. He said, you just make me want to get back in church. He goes, I ain't heard that kind of stuff since I was a kid. And I just thought, once again, here we are. We would miss it if we get so caught up in our Christian bubble. And there's nothing wrong with being separate from the world. We need to do that as believers. But we also need, as we're in the world, be aware of these divine appointments. You hear me talk about this a lot. I believe in divine appointments in the routine of everyday life. God brings them to believers every day. And I've got so many of these kind of stories. I could write an entire book. Actually, I am working on a book with these kind of stories. But I want to encourage everybody not to miss it. These kind of things are so important. And just a few weeks ago, just to give you another example, we had a big event here, and I had my trash trailer full with 2 events of trash, and it was, I mean, just packed to the rim with trash. So we take it to the dump here in the county, 2 different dumps, and I went to this one dump where this old fella's sitting out there. He kind of the gatekeeper for all that, and I was sitting there emptying all my trash. Even on the way there, I'll stop and pick up trash on the side of the road. I just hate when people are littering or whatever. We try to keep our county beautiful, and I love nature, and so it's a big deal to me to try to keep it clean. And so I'm dumping my trash, and these 2, I don't know, they look like they're probably teenagers, rode up real quick in a old beat up pickup truck, and they were throwing trash, and half of it didn't even make it to the dumpster, and then they just sped off. They left a bunch of trash on the ground about 50 yards behind me. Well, that old guy came over to me and just made a beeline for me. He said, "You left a bunch of trash over there." I said, "No, sir." I said, "That's not my trash. The boys that just drove off, they left it everywhere." I said, "I'm throwing mine out." No, I saw you just threw it out." And I said, No. I said, "That wasn't me." And I want to tell you, I did something that I shouldn't have done. I reacted to this situation, and he challenged me, and I challenged him right back. I said, "Well, I'll pick up the trash, sir, but it wasn't mine." And then I picked up his trash, and I went into his office. I said, "You got any trash in here you want me to clean out while I'm at it?" Totally wrong thing to do and say. And him and I had a few words. I drove off the property. As soon as I left the property, Holy Spirit grabs my heart. "Why are you acting like that for?" It's not a very good representation of Jesus. You call yourself a believer? And so I turned around. I headed back to the garbage place. I drove up in that little parking lot there, and that man he sits out there, and a lot of times he just looks like he's having a rough day, He's kind of cantankerous. I went up there, and he was gone. So I left, came back home. Kelly said, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, I got into a little spat with the garbage man, and he accused me of throwing garbage all over the place. I said, "Obviously, you know how I am about garbage." I said, "It wasn't me." I said, but yet I still shouldn't have, quiped back at him like that. She said, "Well, you need to go make that right." And I said, "Well, I tried to." He was gone. And got up the next day, drove out there. He was gone, wasn't there. I went several days in a row, even asked another person that was there. I said, "Where's that old fella at?" He said, "He ain't been here in a few weeks." And then last week, we were leaving out on the road. I had some more trash to take. Went to the same place, and he was there. My bus driver and I were throwing out trash. And I said, "Hey, Isaac, hang for a second. I got a few words to share with this guy." I've got my cowboy hat on, I'm my work clothes, and I beeline for that fella. He probably thought I was coming to pick another fight with him. And I put out my hand. I said, "Sir, I owe you an apology." He said, "Oh, you don't owe me an apology. What for?" I said, "Well, a couple weeks ago, I said we had words. And I said I shouldn't have responded that way." "Oh, I ain't thought a thing about it." I said, "Well, I have. I've thought every day about it." I said, "I'm a Christian, and I shouldn't have acted like that." And I said, "I just want to let you know that I'm sorry, and I hope that you'll forgive me. I want to be a good neighbor to you." And he just brightened up. He said, "Oh, don't think anything about it. Come over here, I want to show you something." He starts showing me all the stuff in his office that he's found in the dumpster that's of value to him. And he started giving me some gifts. I said, "No, I don't need anything." No. He goes, "I want you to take this home." He said, "You put this out on your porch," or whatever, a couple little things he gave me. And I've been back 2 or 3 times now. Every time I go to that guy, he comes out and speaks to me. He's as friendly. I've gained a friend. I've gained a witness. And I've gained a new relationship over something that wasn't my fault. We get caught up so much time. So, well, that wasn't my fault. It's not who's right or wrong at this point. It's how we represent ourselves, how we react. And my first reaction was the typical reaction of the world. but that shouldn't be the typical reaction of people, men and women of God. There's something powerful about these two words, I'm sorry. And even though I wasn't wrong initially of his accusation of throwing that trash everywhere, I was wrong in my reaction. And those two words, I'm sorry, did a world of good. So I'm glad those old boys, whoever they were, came in there raising Cain and caused that fella to get up out of his seat and accuse me of throwing that trash on the ground, because now I've been able to give him some of our CDs. I tell him about the church I go to. I've invited him to Rootville Road. And now he knows there's something different because of Jesus about me. And I hope that others can say that. So I want to encourage all of you guys. These little divine appointments we have, they're every day. They're all around us. And the world is turned upside down right now. And right now is a beautiful time that we can be a witness. And just a little bit of kindness, you might gain some new friends, some unlikely friends along the way. So that's my little word for you guys while my horses are down there eating. I just hope to encourage you guys and challenge all of us to live that way.